Have you fully recovered from your surgery? That's still a work in progress. It takes a lot of time to recover from surgery. It's just one of those things that, like, I'm working on right now, but I mean, I'm mostly recovered. I don't really feel pain from it anymore, if that's what you're asking. So that's good. Hi, I'm a noob of a furry because there are no furries here in Belgium. I'm sure there are some furries in Belgium, but I mean, furries are kind of hard to find at first, specifically because it's such a niche community. Add in the fact that, like, it kind of has some origins here in the United States, and that it's just starting to kind of like spread out really aggressively around the world. I think that pretty soon you'll probably be able to find some furry friends. Also check meetup sites. See if there's anything on there. Like, do so safely. Like, don't just randomly go over to somebody's house or anything like that. I'm not advocating for anything like that. I mean, the big thing when you're trying to meet furries or trying to make furry friends is just, like, fur meets. And, like, meetups and gatherings and stuff are usually the best way and the safest way to meet folks. So yeah, that's a thing. I think Disney mads furries because of all the very old movies back then. I do feel like Disney made a lot of furries because, like, I mean, take this for example. I grew up with Robin Hood. I mean, how can you not be a furry after watching Robin Hood? I mean, think about that for a second. Any tips for new furs? Yes, have a lot of fun. Have a lot of fun. I think that the biggest thing is just kind of go into the fandom with low expectations and know that you'll meet a lot of cool people and there will be a lot of stuff to kind of go through, but understand too that there's, at the end of all this, like when you get to like the furry con for the first time, it's just magical. It's so much fun. So much fun. Going to my first con terrified me. Okay, so that's actually an interesting thing. So like my first furry con was actually a little bit of a weird experience too. Mind you, this con was incredibly small. It was like, I don't know, it was like 300 people. It was the first year that RMFC ever existed, which is a con that no longer exists, by the way. And I think there was like 300 people, like a whole total of 300 people. It was ridiculous. Like, it was the smallest furry con ever. And like, it had like 2 convention rooms and the main stage, and a bunch of people got sick from the cooking show that they put on, and it was really weird. I remember going there and I'm just like, okay, a little awkward, but cool. I think, like the big thing for me is I went there without knowing anyone. And so my experience was a little nuanced in that sense. It could have been better if I had gone there and I was like, hey, I want to meet up with some friends. I want to hang out, like I want to have fun. That would have helped a lot, but I didn't go that way. So there you go. I was just an awkward furry. So yeah, being different is made out to be a lot more of a big thing when really everyone is weird and odd. It's true. I mean, like, I think really what opened my eyes to all that was when I kind of came out as trans. Coming out as trans was the first time that I really started to experience that sense of being othered by people, because, like, hey, you're walking around out in public and, like much more feminine appearing clothing, and you don't necessarily pass at that point in time. I didn't, like I was super early in transition and I was feeling so happy about being myself, but you notice people kind of turn and look, and you start to realize that maybe the point of all this, like the point of life is more just to be you and not to really conform to anybody's idea of you. What is your favorite JDM car? So I'm a huge fan of the, I think it's the R32 Skyline GTR. Yeah, I just love it. I think they're cool. How do you take yours? How do I take my coffee? Well, I like espresso, so I usually have a double shot of espresso every morning, and then I steam up some oat milk, and I pour it in. It's basically an oat milk latte. It's super chill. I'm mostly vegan these days. And when I say mostly vegan, I mean that, like there's some exceptions, of course, to my diet. Like whenever I'm over with friends and family when they don't cook vegan, but like might cook vegetarian. So I might have milk or something. Of all the sonas you've had, who's the most visually different from Ash? I would probably have to say it would either be Lyra or my skunk fursona. My skunk fursona is inspired off of like coffee. So she is a latte themed skunk. So her tail is latte art. She's super cute and, like super like fun. Her name is Crema, like the creamy looking stuff on the top of espresso. And she's she's an adorable Sona. She's awesome. I have a suit being made for her, and I'm like really excited for that. Aside from Crema, there's Lyra. Lyra is my main wolf. She's kind of like big and sassy. She's so cute and so goofy. She like has all these blue highlights on her, so she's like closer to a sparkle dog than my normal Sona. But I don't have anything that's like super bright and colorful, so that's the thing, I guess. I do want to kind of create a sparkle Sona. Don't judge me. But we all need a sparkle Sona at some point in our life, right? Do I have a favorite taco? Yes, I do. It's a fish taco. Oh my goodness, yes. I love like a nice, like a nice fried fish taco with, like the little bit of lime, some sour cream, and like a touch of like cabbage. It's so good. It's so good. Do I like the snow? No, I do not. I like the warm, sunny weather of summer. I'm not a huge fan of snow. I always try my best to stay warm during the winter, which is why I am wrapped up in a kigu right now. And you can't see it because, aha, I have a VTuber avatar. You cannot see me. Or maybe you can, and if you can, I'm sorry. When did you become vegan? I was raised vegan by my parents, and then lived as vegetarian, and then ate meat for a little bit, and then went back to being vegan mostly for dietary issues. I was having some stomach problems and stuff, and was having a bit of weight gain, so I decided to just kind of adjust my diet and go back to something simpler. I currently pretty much like keep things very simple. So like for lunch, I had riced cauliflower, some peas, and soybeans. And that was it. It was easy. Vegan can be hard, but like the funny thing that a lot of people don't realize is that like vegan food tastes just like every other food. It still can be fatty and unhealthy if you want it to be, which is why I pretty much just eat vegetables as opposed to like eating like vegan processed foods and stuff. But like I do like a wide variety. What is your favorite album cover? Oof. I mean, the album cover that always like sticks out in my mind, I think Stadium Arcadium from the Red Hot Chilies probably would have been the one that like is the most vivid in my memory. And I mean, like that's like hyper saturated colors and stuff. It's really cool. Anyways, lots of love. Thank you so much for joining me. I super appreciate every single one of you so much. Hey, goodbye.